Hey everyone, welcome back to Sham's Makeup Artistry, and in today's video I would like to share with you guys my favorites for 2017. Yes, I didn't want to delay it much further because I did do the best of foundation, so this time I thought that I will share with you guys the rest of my favorites, because if I'm going to do part by part it's going to take way long and it's going to like kind of bore you guys up. So I decided to put everything else in one video and then share them with you guys. So without a further ado, I like to just very quickly start on them. I would probably share with you guys my skincare favorites and also my nail polish favorites on a separate video, but everything else I've already like put into a bag and I'm going to share it with you guys right now. So of course it was pretty hard to make choices and everything is in this one bag right here. So let me just go through the eyeshadow favorites for 2017. Obviously I've tried tons of makeup products. Being a blogger, I do have tons of makeup products that I've been trying out. It was a kind of like hard decision to make, but one palette that I've been using throughout the year and I've been totally enjoying it has to be the NARS Narcissus Loaded Eyeshadow Palette, and this is how the eyeshadow palette looks like. And this palette hands down has been my most reached out for eyeshadow palette for 2017, so I had to share them with you. This palette typically has like an everyday eyeshadow shades that I personally like leaning towards, like the browns, the oranges, the blacks. For smoky eye look, everything is in this one palette, and this has been my go-to palette throughout 2017. I am aware that NARS did come out with another Narcissus palette, which is the Wanted eyeshadow palette if I'm not wrong, and it doesn't really attract me as much as the Loaded eyeshadow palette. So if it is still available, I'll definitely link them down on the description bar below for you guys. And the next eyeshadow palette has to be from BeCCA, and this is how cute and tiny it looks like. And this is their Theory eyeshadow palette in the shade Minx. I personally like them because it's so versatile, like tiny mini, easy to travel with, and the shades are right up my alley. And this is how the packaging itself looks like, and on the inside this is how all the shades look like. So you guys who are with me for a long time, you probably know that these are the shades that I personally like leaning towards, and this has been my go-to one for the year 2017. It's like easily blendable. Of course, everyone raves about their matte eyeshadows. I personally felt that I don't really like those shadows because I find that matte eyeshadows you can tend to get in any other makeup brands. But this one is like my favorite one. Once I got this, then I got into getting the rest of them. They very quickly became my favorite, but this one hands down is the best for 2017. The shades are beautifully pigmented and they wear very easily blendable. For someone who's on the go, you don't want to be working too hard with eyeshadows, especially with blending eyeshadows. So this one is something like easy on the go for me. The next palette that I got to share with you has to be from Ulta Beauty. This one palette is such an affordable palette, and it's not only an eyeshadow palette, they do have face product as well, and it's none other than the Melissa Michelle eyeshadow cum face palette. This one, I must say, this is the very first time I got myself into Ulta Beauty makeup stuff itself. I do shop at Ulta, but I haven't tried out their makeup brand, so this one got me into it. This is about $20, and I must say that this palette is worth the buy, because I have tried out many collaboration palettes. Sometimes it's like overly hyped, but when it comes to this is something that is wearable and it's affordable. For those of you who are still studying, you know, getting high-end palettes may not be affordable for you, and this one is such a beautiful palette that all of us can try to have, and it's again very affordable. So let's take a look at the palette itself. It does come with a mirror, and these are all the eyeshadows that are in this palette. Of course, this is the blush, and then these are the highlighters. It does come with a lip product as well, which I do have it somewhere right here. And I kind of felt like every other eyeshadows in this particular palette was easily wearable on the eye area. Even being a deeper skin tone person, these shades were all very wearable on my skin tone. That's what made me really like this particular palette. At the same time, I kind of felt the intensity for the price point was really nice. So this had to go into my 2017 favorite. The next one that I got to share is of course an high-end product, and it's an eyeshadow palette as well, and it's by Natasha Denona, and this is their Sunset eyeshadow palette. If you guys know me, I wasn't keen on all their eyeshadows when it was totally hyped. Many of them I felt that they were totally hyped, and I did not favor them at all, and I was very hesitant to get this particular palette in fact. And these are all the shades that are in this particular palette, but I'm kind of glad that I got it, because this palette is something that is a beautiful one to have, especially for occasions. All the shades are such a beautiful shade to wear on the eye area. Of course, these are at a higher price point, but if you look at it, they are totally worth the buy because of its quality. Again, all these palettes that I'm sharing with you, the eyeshadows are so easily workable on the eye area. I kind of like have no time to keep blending my shadows on my eye area. Especially when I need to handle the little one, I tend to go very quickly on my eye makeup. That's what takes the most longest in my makeup routine. This palette is such an easy wear palette. You can blend the shades just so easily, and beautiful shades. Those of you who love warm shades, you definitely want to check this out. And yet again, it's of course an investment, but having a high-end palette which kind of like is worth the buy, it's not a waste to try, if that does make sense to you guys. Now let's move on to face stuff. I do have a couple of bronzer and some blushes to share with you guys. So let's start with bronzer. I have two favorite holy grail bronzer. If you know me, you definitely know that I'm going to share this one. The very first one is the Guerlain bronzer, and this is the terracotta bronzer in number 5. This one is my second one. This one hands down is the best bronzer, and it lasts pretty well. It kind of lasts me at least 1.5 to 2 years, and then I start seeing that it's like kind of finishing on me. Like I mentioned, this is my second one, and I'm almost going to be done with this as well. This is the bronzer that I'm wearing on my face area, and I've been really leaning towards it because it blends very easily, and being a deeper skin tone girl, it kind of is difficult to find a shade that can show on my skin tone, and these bronzers are really nice, and it's a matte bronzer, and again it melts into skin really beautifully. Up next is another bronzer as well, and this one is from Hourglass. I kind of really want to try something from the drugstore. I'm looking forward to try the Physician formula, because I can't seem to find like something that matches my skin tone at the drugstore. If you guys do have any suggestions, definitely let me know, because I would love to try them. Now let's get back to my favorite for 2017. It has to be the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. This one is another one that I'm almost reaching the bottom of it. This bronzer gives you a special glow on your face area. I usually like applying my Guerlain bronzer, which is a matte bronzer, and then I like blending it with the Bronze Radiant Light, which adds a glow to my face area, and I really like that. I personally like the bronzers that I find that it has been the best for 2017, because sometimes I feel that I don't even need to put on blushes. But of course, being a blush freak, I do have blushes to share with you guys. The very first one that I've been enjoying throughout the 2017 has to be from Wet n Wild, and this is their blush in Mellow Wine. This blusher is a beautiful blusher, and again, such an affordable blusher. Whenever I used to see people reviewing them, I kind of like felt that these blushes would not pull out that well on my skin tone. Only till I got to try it, and then I totally love this blush. It's such a beautiful pinky blush, and it wears so beautifully on the skin. Again, it's a matte blusher, and it blends on the skin pretty beautifully, and I believe that these blushes are about $2.50 if I'm not wrong. Don't quote me on that. The next blusher that I've been enjoying throughout 2017 is a blusher that I tried and I used to hate them because I kind of felt that it did not show up that well on my skin. Until last year, I just took it out from my vanity and then started using it, and eventually I started loving it as my pinky peach kind of blusher, and it has to be from NARS, and this is their blusher in Orgasm. This is not the Super Orgasm. The Super Orgasm blush kind of has a lot of shimmers in it and I don't like them, but this one is their usual Orgasm blush, and I have been really loving it throughout 2017. I saw myself reaching out for it so easily because it was just in front of my vanity table. And this blush, I would say that if you have like a medium to deeper skin tone, you just have to keep packing it on and then it will show up beautifully on your skin. That's what I tend to do over my skin. Like I mentioned, I'm crazy about blushes. Sometimes I just over apply them with realizing them. I kind of do it on purpose. And the next blusher that I got to share with you is from Hourglass, and it's their blush in Diffuse Heat. This is another blusher that has been my most favorite reached out for blusher for 2017. Hands down, a beautiful blusher to have. It kind of adds a beautiful glow to your face. It does look like it's a red kind of finish, but on your cheek area, it kind of wears very beautifully. I really loved Diffuse Heat for 2017. Of course, Mood Exposure has to be my all-time favorite blush from Hourglass, but this one was my most reach out for blush for the year 2017. And the next blusher that I got to share with all of you, I've been doing this like every other year that I've been sharing my favorite for blushes, has to be from BECCA, and this is their blush in Sweet Pea. I have to share Sweet Pea with you guys every single year because I've never got a chance to put it down, and this has to be my most favorite blush from BECCA, and this is how it looks like. It's kind of like a beautiful shade. Many of them are in love with Wild Honey, if I'm not wrong, but with Sweet Pea you will tend to fall in love even more, if that does make sense, because it's a beautiful blush and it goes well with every other skin tone and it's wearable throughout the year. So 2017, yet again, I had to select BECCA's Sweet Pea. Now let's move on to concealers. I have 3 concealers that I like to share with you. They are my most reached out for concealers throughout 2017. The very first one has to be the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This concealer has been my most reached out for concealer for 2017. I kind of like have finished using this concealer and I've been really liking it. Especially for highlighting my face area, I really like this concealer, and also for my under eye area, this concealer works so beautifully because I do have like a dry under eye area, so I kind of look for concealers that wears well on my under eye area, and hands down the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer has to be my most reached out for. For highlighting purpose, I like using the shade Caramel. And the other concealers that I've been reaching out for the year 2017 has to be from Per Cosmetics. This is their Disappearing Ink Concealer. This is my second one. This one is just amazing. It's kind of like really nice. Kind of like just have to click it and then apply it on the under eye area. I use this for like cancelling out the dark circles. I do not use it for highlighting, but I believe the lighter shade that can be used for highlighting purpose would look beautiful as well. For me, I'm using this to cover up the dark circles, and I totally love it. It blends in the under eye area beautifully and doesn't dry up my under eye area, and it gives me the coverage that I need. And then after that, I use an highlighting concealer. So I've been really liking this concealer, and again, this is my second one. And then the other concealer that I've been liking for highlighting purpose throughout 2017, of course it was like from mid 2017 I believe, so don't quote me on that, but this has to be one of the best one that I got myself. Has to be from Kevyn Aucoin, and this is their Supernatural Concealer. I believe this is their Candlelight Concealer. I'll definitely list them down on the description bar. And I've been really liking this for an highlighting purpose. It gives me the full coverage that I need, and it blends in very beautifully, and I really like that, and it doesn't show my crow feet through. That's why I personally like looking out for a concealer which doesn't show my crow's feet, at the same time doesn't crease, at the same time it doesn't dry up my under areas. So Kevyn Aucoin did do it for me for 2017. Now moving on to eye products, I'm going with eyeliners. I do have two eyeliners to share with you guys. The very first one is the Marc Jacobs. This is their Highliner Matte Gel Crayon in the shade Brownie. I use this every single day. I don't know when I'm going to hit on the pencil itself, but I'm pretty sure that I will need to get a new one very soon. This is more like a brown shade eyeliner, and it wears beautifully on the eye area, especially on my lower lid. I like using this on my lower lid. I just like smudging it and then give it like a smoky eye kind of effect. Even now I'm actually wearing it on my eye. This eyeliners blend in beautifully, unlike the previous formula of the Marc Jacobs eyeliner. So this one hands down has to be my most favorite one for 2017. Brownie, you have to check it out. And the other eyeliner that has made it to my 2017 list has to be from Essence Beauty. This is their long-lasting eye pencil in the shade Black Fever. And I believe this one is more like a kohl kind of pencil, but it does say it's long wear. I kind of really like this eyeliner. I felt that this is black enough for me, and it's kind of easy to smudge it as well. As much as it says that it's long-lasting, it's so easy to smudge. I believe that these eyeliners are about $1.50, which is like an affordable stuff, and it works amazingly. I used to like my MAC eyeliner, which is the feline eyeliner, but I kind of felt that each time I sharpen it, it kind of breaks on me. So I decided to go with an affordable one, and this hands down has to be an amazing one. If you're looking out for something black and you want something that it's easily wearable, doesn't burn up your eye area, because I do have like a sensitive eye, sometimes some eyeliners does feel like a little bit burning on my eye area. This doesn't do it. Again, it's so affordable, $1.50. I kind of like want to try all the other shades. I'll definitely update you guys then. And one brow product that I got to share with you, which I initially did not really like it, but I saw myself reaching out for it throughout 2017, and it has to be from Benefit, and this is their Goof Proof Brow Pencil. This brow pencil is the only one that I've been using almost the whole year. Of course, I do like my Anastasia brow pencil, but I was kind of done with it, and then I did not repurchase them. I was trying to use what I had, and this has to be one of it that I kept reaching out for, so I got to share it with you guys. And this one is pretty amazing. It kind of works well with my eyebrows. I do have like a medium to thick eyebrow, so this kind of works for me, and it doesn't really look like too harsh on my eyebrows when I work slowly with it. Initially, I felt that it was too heavy, but when I started working with it very slow and steady, it kind of became my very favorite. I have two highlighters to share with you. Of course, selecting highlighters was so difficult for me because, again, just like blushes, I do love highlighters. So I just had to make my choice, selecting two, which I was using throughout 2017. So the very first one has to be from Ofra, and this is their highlighter in Blissful. If you see the packaging itself, it looks like so old because I've been using this non-stop even until now. And this highlighter is a beautiful highlighter, a peachy champagne kind of shade highlighter, and it wears beautifully over my skin tone. And I kind of felt that this highlighter does wear beautifully on all skin tone. That's what we need when we get a makeup product. It has to work on every other skin tone, so all of us can get a choice to try. Up next is another highlighter that I've been reaching out for a lot throughout 2017, and it has to be from Laura Mercier, and this is their Indiscretion Face Illuminator, and this one is another beautiful highlighter. Initially, this was like a limited edition one, and then I saw that it was already available on a permanent edition of their highlighters. So if you want to check them out, definitely do. Again, this is Indiscretion. So this one is another beautiful bronzy peachy kind of shade, very similar to Blissful. It's right here, but it's much more settled than Blissful. This is the highlighter that is on my face area today, and I really love it on a day that I want to look very settled. At the same time, I want to have some highlight effect going on my face area. Next, I know it's taking way too long. Don't ditch me, just stay with me. I have two mascaras to share with you guys. One of it has to be the L'Oreal. This is their Lash Paradise mascara. Of course, a lot of them say this is the dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but I kind of felt that this one has made it to the list of favorite more than the Too Faced one. For me, the Too Faced one kind of clumps up and I don't like that, and kind of like crumps down on my eye area, on my face area. So I kind of don't really favor that, but this one has to be my favorite one. And this one, let me just show you guys the wand. Of course, it's kind of like drying on me. So this is how the wand itself looks like. And it's affordable. I believe this is about $8.90 or $9, because mascaras, we tend to dish them very quickly. Just like you might dish me at this point of time because it's taking way long. So you kind of want to find an affordable one. So this one has to be my favorite one when it comes to an affordable mascara. Again, this one is Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. The next mascara that I'm going to share with you is something that I can never pronounce. I can never get it right, and it's by Lancome. And this is their Monsieur Bake mascara. However you pronounce it, I'll list them down on the description bar below. This one has to be my favorite one. Of course, it was some time mid of last year, but I see myself using this a lot and I've been really loving this. This of course has much more of a thicker wand comparing it to the L'Oreal one. It kind of works really well on the eyelashes. It kind of like lengthens the eyelashes. At the same time, it gives you like a false eyelashes kind of effect, because I'm not a false eyelashes kind of person on everyday basis. So this one has to be the one that I love to replace that sadness of mine. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, I have my lip products to share with you guys. Yet again, it's the most toughest decision to make, to choose which one I liked the most. I've been using so many lip products over 2017, and this are the only one that I selected, so-called the only one. So the very first one has to be from Huda Beauty, and this is their liquid matte lipstick in Trendsetter. This one I've been using it crazily, and this one I believe is my second mini one. And I love using most of my nudes, most of my lip colors with my Sephora lip liner in Mesquite. This is my third one, I believe. I think most of you who are already with me for some time, you know these are my favorite combo. Again, Sephora lip liner in Mesquite and the liquid lipstick in Trendsetter. The other liquid lipstick that I've been using throughout 2017, and I've seen many of you asking me over and over again what I have on my lips, has to be from Jouer, and this is their lip cream in the shade Noisette. Amazing shade. One nude shade that you need to have in your life has to be Noisette by Jouer. This one works so beautifully on every other skin tone, and they wear so beautifully on the lips as well. And I've been really liking this one, so I had to include this on my favorite list. The next one that I have is also from Jouer, and this is in the shade Brick, and this one is another amazing one. If you're looking out for something orangey red, like a brownish kind of shade, definitely try out this one. Their lip cream again wears so beautifully on the lips. They feel very comfortable on the lips as well, so make sure to check this one out. And this one is more of like a brighter kind of shade. I don't want to do every other swatches because it will take way too long. And this is how Brick looks like. Again, it does feel matte, but it feels very comfortable on the lips. The next one is from MAC, and this is their Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color in Topped with Brandy. This one is a mauvey kind of shade, very similar to Kat Von D's Lolita. And if you personally feel that Lolita doesn't wear well on your lips, it feels drying, definitely check out Topped with Brandy. This one wears very beautifully on the lips. One thing with MAC Cosmetics, their lip products, though they are matte, they wear very beautifully on the skin. And this is Topped with Brandy. And the last one for 2017 has to be from Dose of Colors. Dose of Colors, again, it's a makeup line that comes up with beautiful makeup stuff. Everything that they come out with very good quality makeup stuff. They don't just come out with product for the sake of releasing a new product. That's what I personally felt with Dose of Colors. And this one is their satin matte lip product. If I'm not wrong, I'll definitely list them down on the description bar below in the shade Toast. This one is another nudie shade, but I love wearing it with my Sephora lip liner. And it wears beautifully on the lips and it doesn't dry up my lips. So this one, I've been using it so much for 2017 that I had to include them in the list of 2017. So I do hope that you enjoyed my 2017 beauty, that it did come to an end, and definitely leave me down any questions that you have for me. To my very next one, stay beautiful both inside and out. Give me a thumbs up, share all your love and support, and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.